Hello, everyone. How are you? And welcome back, for some of you, welcome back to the Marty, the 2020 Montrose Art Block Party. And this is in benefit with the Art League Houston. Y'all, I'm so excited. My name is Outspoken Bean, and I have a little poem for you real quick. Mickey Mouse came to life on Walt Disney's drawing pad during his darkest personal and most fiscal hours, so you should know. Not to draw your ideas like they came from you today. Not to draft your limits, nor pencil in doorless walls with a cemented roof installed with one steel beam to hang nooses for breathing ideas. We conveniently remember that excuses can be drawn from thin air, and the verbal shading is so detailed that they become reasons if you happen to notice your drawbridge not being let down for you. Well then, princess, design your own. You blueprint of a human. Draw something before straight graph jackets begin to confine your scribble in an attempt to withdraw the dance in your doodle. But there are times when a good shake is in order. When confronted with what's been etched on you, is a perfect time to start from sketch. There is a world of blank pads and disappointments waiting on you to make your first mark. But nothing will happen if you don't first draw something. Yeah, it's not raining where I am, but hopefully you're clapping. Y'all, let's get into this, right? Welcome to the 2020 Marty Montrose Art Party. It's a block party, and it's a block party where it's not contained by blocks this year, right? And this is with Art League Houston, and I am your host for the evening, all right? I'm going to go ahead and go over some notes. This has been happening for 30 years. Now, if this is your 30th time coming, well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. If this is your first time coming, like me, where have you been? It's been 30 years. What's wrong with you, right? And this has been 30 years of healing art, and the first time we're going to be doing it virtually. And this weekend marks the 30 years since the passing of the Americans with Disability Act. So we're celebrating a lot of different things happening, okay, y'all? What is healing art? The Healing Art Program serves adults in Houston living with chronic illnesses and physical disabilities with art classes and professional teaching artists at no cost to the participants, as well as space and time to create and build community. Especially in these times that we are in, building community and being able to connect is so important right now. Marty benefits the Healing Art Program. So a big thanks to all of our sponsors, right, for helping sustain this important program in our community. And let's talk about our amazing drink sponsors, right? Y'all, if you don't have your drinks right now, you need to go ahead and get that going, all right? Right now, I want to go ahead and introduce and welcome our silent auction video and our co-chairs, ladies and gentlemen. Two dear friends who I've been coming close with now recently, Radu and Christian.
Thank you, Bean, and welcome again to all of our guests joining us virtually today. I want to say thank you to all of our sponsors who have contributed to the Marty, and also give a round of applause to everyone who have already bid on some of these silent auction artwork or purchased some of the artwork from the Healing Arts Program. I want to encourage you all to keep bidding on the artwork, and please, please, please outbid me because my credit limit is not as high as this second margarita is telling me it is. As we kick it off today, you'll see some amazing performances and also some testimonials from artists in the Healing Art Program. But before we get too far along, I want to make two very quick plugs. The first is I want to encourage everyone to participate in the census. It's not too late if you haven't done so yet, so please go to census.gov to participate. And the second is to go vote. Vote in your local city elections, vote in your county elections, vote for school board, and most importantly, vote in the upcoming November election, because the simplest action or inaction in doing your civic duty can have the most rippling effect. And now that I've properly fluffed all of you, I'd like to pass it along to my co-chair Christian to say a few words as well.
Hi everyone, I'm Christian Barker. So I just want to remind everyone that proceeds from sponsorship as well as from the silent auction tonight go to supporting the Healing Arts program throughout the coming year. Tonight we have incredible artists in our art auction, including a piece recently donated by Patrick Palmer, who was instrumental in founding the program 30 years ago. So I will say I am a huge Patrick Palmer fan, as evidenced behind me. So the piece tonight, you will be bidding directly against me, but I'm not afraid of a little competition. So, please bid heavy, bid often, and happy bidding, everyone. Up next, we're going to be showing you a quick video of the pieces available tonight in the auction.
Those pieces look phenomenal. Y'all, you have until 8:30 to get your auctions in. All right? 8:30. Hey, Radu, he don't need the pieces. So outbid Radu. All right? All right? Outbid Christian. Outbid whoever. Everyone's in competition. It ends at 8:30. Buy a bid right now. All right, y'all? The sales both support the artists and healing arts, the healing art program. All right, so your money is doing a lot of work. It's doing double work, right? Y'all, let's hear a little more about the healing art program from ALH Executive Director Jenny Ash and Director of Community Engagement Epi Chat.
everyone. Welcome to Art League's first virtual healing art fundraising event. To give you a little history of our organization, we were founded in 1948 by a group of 16 women artists who wanted to create a space where they could come together to make, view, and talk about art. Since then, we have evolved beyond the traditional model of an art league to embrace contemporary approaches to community-centered programming, as well as innovative exhibitions, public art projects, and arts education. And we're so excited to be celebrating our 72nd anniversary this year. Like many of you, Art League is adjusting to our new normal. The ongoing pandemic has deeply impacted the organization, but our mission to bring the community together to experience creative, diverse, and dynamic experiences remains as vital now as ever. We hope tonight's Block Marty event, benefiting our important healing art program, will distill Art League down to its core values of community, creativity, and learning, and demonstrate, even during these challenging times, that Art League Houston remains a constant reminder of the power of community and a shared hope for the future. So within the context of art as a vehicle for hope and healing, we were saddened to learn about the passing of local legend and beloved artist, friend, and brother, Forrest Prince. He was a visionary artist whose work reflected his spirituality and commitment to a life of compassion and advocacy around issues relating to health, animal rights, and social justice. He loved and was loved fiercely and compassionately, and we will miss him deeply. So with that said, I just want to take a moment to say a huge thank you to our event and drink sponsors, Traveler's Table, CL Boutard, and FM Kitchen and Bar, as well as Epi Chard, our Director of Community Engagement. Hi, Epi! And also the rest of the Art League team that have been working incredibly hard to bring you tonight's event. So I'm going to pass it over to Epi to tell you a little bit about our Healing Art program.
Thanks, Jenny. And waves across the building. Jenny and I are both actually at the Art League building, but at opposite ends this evening. So 30 years. The Healing Art program is at 30 years, which feels like a huge accomplishment. And it seems so fitting to be celebrating the Healing Art program's 30-year mark on the same weekend that marks 30 years since the passing of the Americans with Disabilities Act. So we're very happy to be able to have these massive celebrations all together. So the Healing Art program was established back in 1990 by artist and educator Patrick Palmer for adults living with HIV/AIDS. And 5 years later, Art League Houston expanded the program to serve adults living with other severe illnesses such as cancer, multiple sclerosis, fibromyalgia, and also to serve adults living with physical disabilities. The Healing Art program provides students with an extensive support structure in a safe and creative environment. And it's one of the only programs of its kind for adults in Houston that happens outside of a hospital or clinical setting. Our focus with Healing Art is to provide space, time, and materials for participants to explore their creativity. The program consists of 4 classes held each Friday. We meet from September through May. We have a fall and a spring semester. The classes are limited to 10 participants. Small is good because we want participants to get to know each other and for the participants to get to know their instructors. Healing Art classes are provided for participants at no cost. So the Smarty benefit is huge to keep and sustain our program. This year, I probably don't have to say this, is full of a lot of transition. Due to the pandemic, Healing Art finished the spring 2020 semester virtually. We transitioned to Zoom classes. The move to virtual classes has been a vital connection point for many participants in the program. The Healing Art program provides more than just art classes. It's a creative community where peers can come together to connect both over their artistic practices, but also over everyday life events. I want to take a moment to thank the artists of the Healing Art program for adapting and for transitioning with us during these times, both through the switch to virtual classes and the switch to this virtual exhibition. We're really excited to be able to have this exhibition despite COVID. there's no way that we were going to miss our 30-year mark and having a big celebration. So I would now like to introduce two people that are really, truly at the heart of this program. Professional artists and healing art teaching artists, Emily Sloan and Rebecca Bass. They make this program go round. Thank you both for your hard work and your dedication. And thank you for the opportunity for me to work with you. I look forward to it every week. Without further ado,
hello, hi, welcome.
yes.
Well, welcome to our art show with our students, our wonderful students. I appreciate you being here.
Yes, hello and welcome. And we want to congratulate the Healing Art artists on beautifully adapting to their online classes this year, and also on their wonderful, brilliant virtual Marty. And yay!
Yay, they did good. They did really good.
Yes. And Art League lovers, be sure and show them some love, and also treat yourself to some beautiful artwork by bidding on some of the art we're about to show you. Remember, you only have until 8:30 p.m. tonight.
All right. Well, I'm ready.
And artists, if you're out there, say hi in the comments. Let us know you're here.
Yeah, let us know you're here.
So first up, this is art by Ramiro Bermudez. This is a lovely piece. It actually is 3 panels, and he likes it shown either horizontal or vertical, so very versatile. And there's another one of his works right there. And now we have Ellie Kamek. Ellie was new to our program this year, and she has really pushed herself and explored, challenging herself with many different approaches. From acrylic painting, we'll see a watercolor in a moment. We'll see some works where she was working with masking things off, just really challenging herself. All right, up next we have Dorinda Kay. So she has some lovely work here. You can see where she's exploring pouring. This one's called Waiting on Results. And then I believe this next one's called Getting Results. And Dorinda also, this is her dog. She's also grown into showing at Sawyer Winter Street Studios over there some. So she is out and about. You may see her around. You may recognize her work. Another fabulous artist, Julie Cervantes, very popular artist. These works were all already sold of her, so you missed it for this year. So you'll get in line for next time.
Betty Gonzalez. Betty Gonzalez is pretty new. I think this is her 2nd year, and she really explores a lot of incredible things and does a lot of work at home on her kitchen table. And they're beautiful and stunning, and each one has a story that she can tell you all about. They're just beautiful.
Selena Harbor. Selena was new to our group this year and new to painting and has created some amazing works. This is Reedy Hayward, and she is our self-proclaimed chicken woman. And I wonder why. And she had chickens growing up, and she still loves gardening and nature and chickens.
All right.
This is Ka exploring some mixed media, some
yes.
acrylic and collage. Lisa Jackson. Lisa, another artist. She's an artist, a painter, a poet, so many things. And you have to always look for her work to be developing and challenging. It's lovely to see. I'm always looking forward to what she's up to because it's always something new.
Okay. Beautiful stuff out there. I'm hoping everybody buys a piece of art from one of our art students.
Oh, Shirley Canate.
Oh, here we go.
So this is probably the largest piece in the show. It is, I believe. It's 5 foot by 4 foot. Lovely artwork. You have to see it in person to really like all these. In person, they're even better. Janet Luddington. So Janet's art, you'll see she has a lot of texture. She explores that like seeing with her hands, and also creating work that someone visually impaired might enjoy experiencing. That's one of her goals with it. You can see a lot of texture. She'll put sand in it. Lots of mixed media.
John does a lot of 3D work and does a lot of interesting things with us all. So, I mean, go ahead with Jose.
Okay. So these
Yeah.
are Jose Luis's work. This is part of a series, First Trees on the Planet, his Alpha 62, First Trees on the Planet, Gamma 62, and First Trees on the Planet, Beta 62.
Ronnie's been with us for a long time, and he is really beautifully into collage work. His pieces tend to be bigger and very stunning with colors. And he's been exploring figures and shapes for the past couple of years, and he's really grown as an artist in our class.
Say hello from Crystal. She's our lovely volunteer.
And Lillian is presently in the hospital right now, but she is very productive with her artwork and just an amazing, has so much to say with each one of these pieces. She uses a variety of different textures and items and collage, and she is very innovative. And Allie has working a whole lot with colors and shapes and putting things together, and she's pretty new to all this beautiful stuff, but she has tried to think outside the box, and it has really paid off. It's just gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Deborah K. Sims. So Deborah, as you'll notice, has these gorgeous paintings on rocks, and often these are cats and dogs that she knows. So very beautiful, very special little creatures to have with you and keep with you. You don't have to worry about feeding them. They don't make a lot of noise. Perfect.
And here is and he's really gone into sculptures and crazy, wonderful things that he's been with the program for quite some time. And Russell has also, and boy, has his art changed. He is exploring an amazing amount of things, and colors and different mediums, and it's been an amazing transformation for his artwork, and it's been for both of those artists just wonderful to watch these gorgeous pieces that they create.
There's a photo here with some of them working on their clay work. Yes.
Yeah, that was fun.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Those pieces were amazing. Congratulations to all the artists for making such beautiful work. And thank you, Emily and Rebecca. Thank you, Jenny and Epi. The Healing Art Program holds a space for participants to explore their creativity, if you will. And the work in this show is just everything that you would expect and more. And so make sure that you are bidding. I am in a group chat right now trying to make sure that some people lose in these bidding wars that are happening. All right. I've known this man for probably 10 years, maybe close to 10 years at least. Incredible dancer, but a remarkable visionary. And I had the pleasure of performing and having my students perform in his creation, Urban Souls, y'all. And he's going to be giving us some really hot fire right now, virtually, ladies and gentlemen. Start clapping right now. I need to hear you for Harrison Guy.
Like this? Alright, keep going? Good job. That's it, y'all. I got a job over here, okay?
That was pretty awesome. Y'all, I know you're clapping. That was awesome. I don't know what y'all talk about. That was really cool. I would have definitely have been on that. All right. Big thank you to Harrison, to Mr. Guy, Harry. What does Marty benefit? Who does Marty benefit? All right. This virtual Marty has all kinds of great benefits, right? It's and one of them is the custom drink packages from Traveler's Table. I have been on my Traveler's Table, at my table, with the projector behind me. All right, y'all? And most people from all over can enjoy the amazing artwork from Heal Art Program participants and from the silent auction artists. Now, we're going to be getting into the raffle. All right? And let's talk about some new perks. This year, the early bird silent auction bidders and the art buyers were automatically entered into a raffle without them knowing. All right? And the Arty Party pack. All right? Every single bid in the silent auction equals 1 entry. So, if you did 7 bids, then you got 7 times you were in this raffle. See, that's why you need to do things early, all right? This is the worm, you early birds, okay? All right? Every purchase of a healing art piece adds to your name to the hat. Now, let me go get the hat. Here it is. Here it is. Okay, y'all? So, here's what's in the Marty Arty Party pack. All right? You get a perfect evening for 2, which includes a bottle of vino from the local Texas winery, or vineyard rather, CL Butard, and beers from St. Arnold's Brewery, plus an awesome assortment of art supplies, including canvases and sketchbooks, and this is all valued at about $200. Okay, y'all? So, looking for, here we go. And I have the name, and the winner is Ashlyn Davis. Ashlyn Davis, come on down, but stay 6 feet away. Congratulations, you are our winner, Ashlyn Davis. Thank you for being a part of it. You didn't even know you were a part of it. That's how awesome you were. All right. And it goes to Ashlyn Davis. And I want to now let's hear a little more from the healing art program, but this time from the teacher's perspective. All right, our healing art teaching artists, Emily Sloan and Rebecca Bass.
I've gotten a text during this time from someone at the Louvre. They're trying to figure out how to bid on art. They saw our lovely auction. So I just want to say real quick for that friend, if you go to artleaguehouston.org, it will pull up on that front page. You'll just see if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see a button that says View Auction. And you click that pink button that says View Auction, and you'll see the silent auction. And then in the top left-hand corner, left-hand corner, you'll see a button for healing art. And you can click on that to see the healing artwork. And then to bid, in that square at the top that says event details, it's at the top right-hand, you need to sign in and register. And so I would do that right now so that you're not, at the last minute, not able to bid on the art you want. But again, go to artleaguehouston.org, select the pink button that says View Auction, and then follow from there.
Good one.
Oh,
Good
yes.
one.
So now we have a video. We have some interviews with the artists. Yay! So this first one is with the amazing Trinity Williams.
Good. Good, good, good.
So Trinity, how long have you been in the Healing Art program at Art League?
I haven't been in the program very long at all. I got in last September, so September of 2019.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I've always been pretty artsy when I was younger and everything, and then I discovered, well, I worked for Project Row House, and that's when I really got, you know, further and deep into art besides just being crafty. So just the community behind it, the healing behind the art, people's expressions, the stories. I just, after diagnosis, I wanted more of that. I wanted a piece of that. I wanted more. I needed more of that after diagnosis.
well, that leads right into what does your art or creating art mean for you?
Well, yeah, it's extremely important for me because with MS, sometimes it affects your mental. So depression and suicide and everything is a worry within the diagnosis. And I come from a family who has mental, issues. So I tend to really focus on my mental health. And so it's important to me because there is no cure for MS. So my healing comes from art and stuff like that, healing in the way that I know how to heal because there is no cure for MS.
So what inspires you or your artwork and/or?
I would have to say mostly it is my experience in life. And it's just me trying to tell my story more so. Particularly this show, I concentrated on more of being the area of being a Black mother, especially to Black sons.
So Trinity, why don't you tell us the story behind some of the work you have in the show? And another thing I'd like if you would also include would be about, I know you like to use mixed media, so maybe tell about some of your material usage with them.
A medium I most work with is resin. We have kind of a love-hate relationship, and I am still growing in that area. But this time in this show, I used resin as a collage medium, and I just made them, spiritual silhouettes of a Black mother, 1 through 4. And it's so all of them are named the same, just a different number. And I like to use silhouettes. I don't know why. I just really like the shape of a person more so than the details of the person, because I believe that all of our shapes are the same. So it kind of takes away all the things that you can discriminate against if you just have the shape of it. So yeah, I think that's why I am really intrigued by silhouettes. And so I try to, it's kind of like my pieces I would overall say is like kind of like a organized chaos, because the first layer is always a acrylic pour. And so however that comes out, then that's what I build on. And I think that's what kind of veers me one way or another, is how the pour comes out and what the colors do and how it makes me feel. And then I create the story on the top of those layers. And the color choice was based on the Yoruba religion for the different spirits, like Oya, for example, her colors are purple and red. And so for one of those, I use colors purple and red. For Yemaya, her colors are blue and silver. So one piece is blue and silver, and these are mothers as well as spirits and the Loas in the Europe religion.
Fascinating. Thank you so much, Trinity.
Okay. So do we have another interview going on?
Yes, we do. There is another one up next. So if you haven't, like during these little times like right now while we're up, we're not as interesting as
That's
these
true.
artists. Get on there, sign up your credit card, sign in, start an account, start bidding. We don't want you to miss out at 8:30. You'll be like, oh my God, I have to do all these do those steps now. artleaguehouston.org, pink silent
Yeah.
auction button.
It's easy. It's
Hey!
easy. It's easy. These pieces are beautiful and they need to be in your living room.
So next, I believe we have up Mr. Rick Nugent, and Rebecca did a fabulous interview with him. I enjoyed sitting in on that.
Good job. Rick Nugent is up. Okay. So Rick, we're going to begin. And the best part is let's talk about how long you've been in healing arts.
Well, this time 3 years, but I started in '95 to begin with Patrick.
Right.
Back then, there was a particular type of group of people, and I'm part of that group. And and so, through the years, in and out of hospitals, et cetera, and I've lost track of my art. And then about 5 years ago, I started with Zach. I started trying to get in, and there was a waiting list a mile long. So he told me to go through Montrose Center, and I would get in quicker. So I did, and I was in there within 2 weeks.
All right.
And I got with you, which you were you helped me a lot. I mean, I've got a big mouth and I talk too much. That's, I understand.
Well, I think we all help each other. I think that's part of the community that we have, is that because I've learned a lot from all of you too, as far as like, there's things that like, even that with your artwork, Rick, you do a lot of very colorful. You like color a lot. And that in my own personal work, that's made me a little braver with color.
Aww.
So tell me a little bit about you, because you do a lot. There's always a story behind your art. And so could you tell me a little bit about where it comes from and your passion?
Surely. This year, there's not a lot of color, believe it or not. But my passion is just, I don't know how it comes about, but I get an idea and I start doing it. And then as I start doing it, the story unfolds in my head. And then I can do more and more and more to make it what I'm looking for. And that's how it comes about. This year, I got into Star Wars. And I have this one painting, it's 8 by 10, and it's a spaceman, a black and white spaceman walking across the moon, and in the distance, there's a black and white flag. Everything's black and white. And what it's called is 27 feet, because that's how far it is from the spacecraft to the first flag planted on the moon, 27 feet. Another one's black and white, and it's a bright full moon with the haze around it, and then silver misty clouds. And that's called 3 days, because that's how long it takes to get from Earth to the moon. Okay, then the larger ones, one is Andy Warhol influenced me way back when I came to Houston and went to the Manil. And there was a huge painting of the Lord's Last Supper done in camouflage. So I did one of those this year, Lord's Last Supper done in jungle camouflage. And what I did was take the gel and twist it around to where you're looking through like a windshield into the rain. And so I did that also with a desert camouflage, and put Lord's Last Supper in true blue, which happens to be the color of the year. So those are my pieces. All done.
Okay.
And speaking of artwork from healing artists, this is the first piece I actually got from Deborah Sims at my first Marty 5 years ago when it was celebrating its 25-year anniversary. So it's a little cute mouse that I've had in my possession for quite a while now. Art League Houston is one of many arts and culture nonprofits in Houston, but it's one of the few whose mission expands beyond education and promotion of arts to really lift up the community it serves. Embedded deep in the heart of Montrose, Art League Houston has been a beacon lighting the path for future successful artists and a standard bearer for what it means to be an organization for having a heart for the community it serves. Its community impact spans decades and helps individuals from all walks of life through its student programs, gallery exhibitions, and also its healing art program, which is what brings us all here today. In the time of COVID, we're all told we need to be socially distant, and Art League Houston has not for a second faltered in providing its social service to the community. Through physical distance, the wonderful instructors at Art League Houston have maintained virtual contact with all of its program participants and have really changed the definition of what it is to have meaningful engagement with an at-risk population. The best way for you, the viewer, to support this cause is to bid and outbid me on the silent auction artwork and to buy artwork from these amazing healing art program artists. But don't just take my word for it. Let's now look at these next two healing artwork testimonials from our esteemed artists in the healing art program, Cynthia Edmondson and Jan Huff.
I know how many years have you been with Art League?
About 3, I think.
About 3 years. When you first started, what brought you to the Healing Arts program?
I have multiple sclerosis, and one of the people at the MS Society asked me if I wanted to participate in an art class at the Houston Art League. Mm-hmm. And I had done a lot of art on and off throughout my life. And so I said, well, yes, I might as well try it. And so that's what brought me there. And I've just loved it. It's been wonderful.
Well, so tell me a little bit, because I know when you first got there, you had some mobility issues with your hand, your dominant hand.
Right.
And so you have taken your art training from the past and transferred it over to your other hand?
Right.
Is that how we did it?
That's how we did it. I started having MS symptoms over 40 years ago. Mm-hmm. I did not get diagnosed until 20 years ago. So I had gradually started having tingling sensations in my right hand, and I'm right-handed. I had gradually used my left hand more and more, and so by the time I was at Healing Arts, I'm fairly ambidextrous.
Right.
I can't write with either hand, however, but other than that, and I have no fine motor skills with my right hand. But so I paint with either hand, whichever one moves me at the time or is useful, and it's worked out fine.
Well, it has worked out beautifully. Your artwork has even in the 3 years you've been with our program, your artwork has progressed tremendously from your subject matter to different techniques and stuff. You seem to be very open to new things. So what is you have several paintings in this particular exhibit. So can you tell us about the ones that you have and how, I know you had a theme at one point this summer.
This summer I had a theme of bars and people not drinking bars, but literal bars, like in cages. And I was doing faces with bars in front of them or behind them. And in the pictures I submitted, there's one of the young lady is the bars are behind her, but it's I started it, I guess, because of the political situation of the border, and I was trying to express some feelings about what's going on in our political situation. Then I went to using paper mache and other molding compound to do pictures with raised items. And it started with the trees with the deer underneath the trees. And it came because one of the other students had done some paper mache like that on a picture. And so I started doing that. I've always been interested in crafts and like ceramics, macrame, when macrame was a fad, and sewing, just different things. And I like the idea of raised up portions. And so I did the trees, and then I did the pelican, where the pelican's raised up and the rest of it's flat. And that just is an experiment. And hopefully I'll do a few more like that and then maybe move on to something else. And I sort of want to go back to the bars thing. I just got sidetracked on that.
Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Hey, Jansen, how long have you been in the Healing Art program?
Well, I have been in the Healing Art program, I guess going on 5 years off and on. I was out, Harvey, lost everything in Harvey, and a couple of hip replacements and things you go through. So, off and on, I've missed years here and there because of health and various circumstances, but I always get to come back.
We're so glad you're part of the program.
Can I say one thing real quick?
Please do.
Well, I want to thank everybody at the Healing Arts program. You, Emily, Ebby, all of you, Rebecca, for all your hard work and to making this confinement from this horrible virus bearable and making me feel that I still have my friends and my support and my art. And I want to thank the Healing Arts program at the Houston Art League for making my life so bearable through this hard time.
Cool. Thank you, Jan. So that kind of leads to the question of what does your art or creating art mean to you?
It's an emotional inner vision expression. It's a way for me to portray to the world my inner visions and emotions, which is a good release.
Yes. So what inspires you, Jan?
Everything inspires me. Everything. The world inspires me. People, animals, nature. It's just what hits me at the time that stirs my emotions to want to create it through my painting.
Okay. So tell us about the story behind some of the artwork you have in the show.
Well, first of all, let me start off with I was a flower today. I was taking a hike on a pine tree farm in East Texas and just walking along and looking and all the wildflowers growing in the grass. And I looked down, I saw my shadow, and it's almost as if I could see myself as a flower smiling through. And that emotion I felt at that time is what I wanted to portray on my canvas. And then I have another piece, it's called Those Falling Setbacks. And basically, it is like we all experience at times where we feel so down. And as portrayed in my painting are the spirits, her spirits falling down on her. And she manages to get herself up, take another step, and then another step to shield herself with the umbrella from those falling spirits to be able to move forward. And then I have another piece that is reflective of the moments of the time. It's called Chaotic Awakenings, which portrays what's happening today with the civil rights protesters. And I tried to portray the emotions through the fiery, chaotic colors to get that point across of the protesters. And then I had Italian Fishing Town.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that piece was through all this confinement and looking at all the horrible news of the coronavirus and looking what was happening to Italy initially, and looking, and I had really never paid attention to the fishing towns or the villages in Italy. And I noted how beautiful the pastel colors are, as opposed to, say, Puerto Vallarta in Mexico, where it's all bright colors and everything. It's that pastel color and the calmness of Italy. And I just put myself in those poor people's shoes and tried to portray a peaceful, normal Italian fishing town. And that's what inspired that piece.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're all absolutely lovely pieces, Jan. And I love hearing the stories behind them. And I love the way you communicate with the narratives.
Yes, I think that is my thing too. Narrative, stylized narrative art. Yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing about your work.
Well, my pleasure.
Y'all, we're finding out so much information. Thank you to all the artists who are part of this. So, just a little time left to pick up that piece of original artwork from the Healing Art artists. And the bidding wars are getting pretty intense. Now you can trust me because I'm on a screen, all right? No fake news here, okay, y'all? Excuse me. You want to get ahead and get your art piece. Support a great cause, all right? This is the Marty. Hopefully you are doing the party at the Marty, all right? Also, remember, you aren't just buying artwork, y'all. You aren't just supporting the arts community in Houston either. You're helping sustain the Healing Arts Program for the year 2020-2021 at a time when everyone is experiencing, isolation, and 2020 has been a ride. It's been a ride. So we want to get everyone in a sense of building the community so this isolation is just not so, lack of better words, isolating. The Healing Art Program creates connections, peers to communities. Healing Art will start the new year in September, and virtually. It will have to be virtually. And this connection is crucial to all the participants. Art League Houston is all about building around creative practices. Let's hear a little about from our ALH co-chair 2020 and the VP of the LAH board, Christian Barker.
Hi, everyone. So this is actually my partner, Dr. Grant Hopping. And so I think, I just wanted to kind of say a few words on the resilience of the organization through the time of coronavirus. So over the last few months, Art League has, like the rest of us, had to adapt to an entirely new normal environment. So for some of us, that means social distancing with our friends and family, buying toilet paper and groceries on Amazon, and learning to make our favorite cocktails at home. But for others, it brings a sense of isolation and otherness that they've never before experienced. And so that's why, in my opinion, ALH and the Healing Arts Program have been critical parts of our community throughout these trying times. It allows for connection with a completely diverse group of people, but also a deeper connection to yourself. I think Epi was talking about that earlier. It really does allow a connection to oneself and kind of explore a different side of you. So with that, I would love to thank Jenny, Epi, Aaron, and the rest of the staff at ALH. They have worked tirelessly to adapt to the new world. Over the last several months, they've been able to help the organization stabilize and even emerge stronger, and they have some really great things planned in the next coming months. So today, you know, we look a little different. We're all online now. Sarah has completely organized, you know, all the exhibits and artist meetings, things like that online. Epi and Alberto have also completely shifted their programming for the healing arts as well as for the schooling online. And so now more than ever, you know, we're really thankful for your participation and contribution in our organization. Tonight, you have the opportunity to collect some incredible pieces with proceeds going to support the healing arts programs in the coming year. So it's really a great time. You can find a great conversation piece while also contributing to vital programming within our community. And if you miss a piece, don't worry. We have our annual gala coming up later this year where we are honoring Rick Lowe as the 2020 Artist of the Year, along with Celia Alvarez Munez as the Lifetime Achievement recipient in the visual arts, and Mary Ann Bernardino Arocha as Texas Patrons of the Year. Until then, bid high and bid often on tonight's auction. Best of luck.
I love that. Bid high and bid often. Bid high, bid often. Bid high, bid often. Bid high, bid often. All right, this is your last chance. All right, it is that time. Only a few minutes left. All right, so bid, buy, bid high, often. All right. Big thank you to the arts community, and a huge thank you to our sponsors. Literally, we wouldn't have been able to do this without you. Thank you. And to all of our healing arts artists, thank you. The silent auction artists, thank you. Healing art instructors, thank you. You are not invisible in this. Thank you for being a part of this experience and a part of this program, right? If you've given money, if you've given $1, thank you. Our sponsors, drink sponsors, thank you. There's so many, support comes in a lot of ways. And the way you chose to support, we appreciate it. We definitely appreciate it. My name is Outspoken Bean. Also, the storm kind of knocked out Harrison Guy's internet. So that's why we didn't get to see their beautiful performance. But, you know, we'll make it up to you. I promise. Thank y'all so much. Thank you to the big Houston community. Thank you to our sponsors. That's it. Y'all are well. It's been my pleasure. My name is Outspoken Bean. If you're on Instagram, you can follow me there. Actually, on all platforms, Outspoken Bean. It's spelled correctly. And outspokenbean.com. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.